Hi, welcome everyone to this short sequence. This is a practice that comes of my own exploration. It's a creative play practice. It's a little bit unusual. I'm not going to give any modifications. This is not for all levels. I recommend you watch the whole sequence before you explore it, and I hope you have some fun with it. We'll start in a cross-legged position, and this could be feet in front of each other or shins crossed, taking the hands onto the knees. Take an inhale and tip the pelvis forward and reach the breastbone forward and the shoulders back. And then with the exhale, rounding the spine, tipping the tailbone back. Inhale, tipping the pelvis forward, freeing the space of the heart, even the neck. And exhale, round, and you could reach your fingers forward. And then once more, inhale, holding on maybe to open the heart. And over the exhale, maybe the fingers reach and you're really deliberately rounding. And then sitting up and move into more of a circular pattern. And we're just mobilizing the hips, the spine, all the way up to the neck. And notice what feels stuck. And just take a moment to check in which direction you're circling so that you can change directions later on. And then come to stillness. And lean back a little bit, lift the left foot off the floor and hold on to the foot with the right hand and move the leg side to side. The knees really bend, the top foot is flexed. If it feels okay for the hip, you can externally rotate at the hip joint even more, maybe hooking the right elbow around the foot, wrapping the other arm around, sitting up tall, maybe still a little bit of movement here. Breathing in, and then with the exhale, release and cross your legs the other way so that the other shin is in front. Holding on to your knees, take an inhale, tip forward, rolling the shoulders back. And with the exhale, rounding, just like a seated cat stretch. Inhaling to open it up. And exhale, maybe the fingers reach forward as you round. Inhale, moving into the back bending pattern. And exhale, moving into the rounding, and then move into circling. And it doesn't matter, of course, so much which way you circle. You could take both ways. You could change direction at any stage. But if you remember the direction you took before, then you can take the opposite direction now. It's just a quick way of mobilizing the whole body. And then coming back to center and lift the right foot off the floor. Hold on with your left hand, flexing the foot, working at a range that feels comfortable, interesting. Maybe the foot can come closer, the knee moves away from you a little bit more. You could hook left arm around, right arm around, sitting tall, a little bit of movement left and right. And then eventually release. Come to an all fours position, bringing your wrists underneath the armpits, the knees underneath the hips, and point your toes. Take an inhale and tip the pelvis forward, and the elbows are really soft here in this back bend. And then exhale, rounding the spine, pressing the tops of the feet down. Lift your knees an inch or two off the ground. Release the knees down. Inhale, tipping the pelvis forward. If it feels okay, you could lift your feet. And then exhale, let the feet come down. Press into the tops of the feet as you round. Lift the knees just barely off the ground. And again, inhaling, tipping the pelvis forward. Maybe the toes lift. That will definitely make the back bend stronger. Exhale, tops of the feet come down, rounding the spine. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling, rounding, gathering in, and then inhale, bring the knees down, tuck your toes under. Exhale, walk your fingers forward, release the chest to the ground, shift the sitting bones back so the hips are still over the line of the knees. Take an inhale and gather the belly in so you're backing off away from the ground. And then exhale, let the chest melt toward the ground. Inhale, gather in, back away, use your core strength. And exhale, soften and melt. Let the outer arms release down so you're not collapsing into the shoulders. Once more, inhale, gather in and lift. And then exhale, release down. Take an inhale and come back to all fours. Then exhale, extend your left leg out to the side so the heel is in line with the right knee, leg is straight. Walk your hands over to the right side. Take an inhale and reach the arm up and overhead. And then exhale, round again, reaching the fingers forward, moving the back of the heart back. And then inhale, can you open it up again? I like to do this with my elbow bend, lifting the space of the heart. And then exhale, contracting and gathering in. So two opposing movements. One more time. Inhale to open up. And exhale to gather in. Take an inhale and lift the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, press down into the right hand and the left foot. Inhale, lift the right knee out in front of you. And exhale, straighten the leg. Maybe lower your hips down slightly to see how you go. Inhale, lifting the hips. Exhale, maybe lower a little. Inhale, lift, depends how grippy the floor is. Exhale, lower. Inhale, last time to lift. And then exhale, lower and release all the way down. We're going to take it into a side bend. Inhale, lifting the right arm up, left hand is down. Exhale, take a side bend over your left leg. And you can keep it higher, of course, or you can go lower. See what works for you, what feels comfortable in this Prasarita Upavishta Konasana shape. The chest spins to the sky. The right elbow can draw back, maybe just a little bit more. And then with an inhale, lift yourself all the way back up. And with the exhale, take your right foot to the outside of the left knee. So you're facing the left edge of the mat. Inhale, reaching the left arm up. And exhale, take the elbow to the outside of the thigh. So this is Marichasana seat, twisting. Breathing in here. And then exhale, you're turning essentially the torso toward the front edge of the mat. Any variations you want to add in here that you want to play with, keep your straight leg active, the foot flexed, keep it comfortable on your neck. Take an inhale and look in the direction of your toes. And then exhale, unravel, take the fingertips to the back of the mat. Now keep your fingertips there. Inhale, take the right leg, lift it back behind you so it now sort of points towards the front. Exhale, bend your elbows. It's like you're doing a little chaturanga dip. Inhale, lift back up. Maybe lifting the fingers off the floor. Exhale, dip into a little chaturanga on your fingertips. Inhale, lift up. And all the while, the right leg is hovering. Exhale, dip. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, dipping. Inhale to lift. And exhale to dip. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, bend the right knee and take the right foot to the floor. And then wrap the left leg around and come into Gomukhasana. Maybe placing something underneath your sitting bones from here, shuffling around so that you're rooted. And then take the left hand behind you, so bottom elbow faces the top leg, reaching the right arm up, reaching behind. Finding your bind, or if you're not binding, then just reach in that direction. The neck stays free. And then with the next exhale, release and take your peace sign fingers around your big toes. Lean into your sitting bones a little bit so that you can unravel your legs, lift the feet out in front of you. And the legs don't have to come all the way straight, but see if you can bring the little toe edges towards you, which is really not very easy, as you press the base of the big toe towards you. And you're in this sort of forward bend shape, this sort of forward bending balance. Now from here, see if you can keep holding on to your big toes, but unravel the legs, bend the knees, stick the left leg through, and then press the legs away from each other. So now your arms are crossed. Holding here just for a moment, and then keeping everything largely as it is, but let go. Bring the palms together, and the legs could come a little bit wider if you would like to add an arm balance here. You can take an inhale and rock forward and into your hands, and then exhale, rocking back. And then bring the heels to the ground and keep the heels wide and the heels a good distance, over a foot away from your sitting bones. Hold on to your shins, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, wrap your hands around the toes, maybe. Breathing, continue to breathe. If there's more room to go deeper into the forward bend, you could go for it. You could wrap your elbows around the toes. So this is a slightly different way of working into the hips. For me, this works quite well whenever I have dodgy knees. This is the sort of hip opening shape that still works, but of course it may be very different for you. Take an inhale and lift and lengthen up. And then exhale, straighten the right leg out. Take the left leg out to the side. So this is essentially where we started from. Take your right hand outside of the right edge of your mat. Turn your toes to the right. Take an inhale and lift up. And then with the exhale, can you retract the right leg, bring the knee back to the floor. So we're retracing our steps now. Take an inhale and lift the heart here. And then with the exhale, walk your hands to the front of the mat. Take an inhale and bring the left knee in. Let's take a downward dog between sides as a neutral pose, as a symmetrical pose. See if you can bring some stability into the shoulder girdle, maybe taking some circles with your elbows, rooting down through the palms. And then we do this whole exploration on the other side, starting with an inhale to bring the knees to the ground. Keep the sitting bones high, shift the sitting bones back. Exhale, come high onto your fingertips, walk the hands forward, arms are long. Take an inhale and gather into center. And then exhale, releasing chest toward ground. Inhale, gather in. And exhale, release and soften. Inhale, gathering in for the last time. And exhale, soften. Take an inhale and walk your hands back to all fours. Exhale, extend your right leg out to the side, heel in line with the knee. Inhale, walk your hands over to the left side, left hand down, right arm up. And with the exhale, round the spine. So reach the top fingers forward, rounding, contracting in. Inhale, open it up. Maybe you bend the top elbow, probably soften the bottom elbow too. Exhale, rounding. Keep the bottom shoulder head away from the ear. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, round, gather into the core. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. And then take an inhale and lift the right arm up. Press into the sole of the right foot. Exhale, lift the left knee forward. And then inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, you could explore coming part way down. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, part way down. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, part way down. Last time to lift up, inhale. And then exhale, sit all the way down. Your legs may be roughly 90-degree angles. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Go in the direction of the right leg into a side stretch. The right hand or the right elbow is on the ground. Work with whatever feels good for you. You don't have to go very far. Certainly don't have to touch the foot. Keep the bottom shoulder away from the ear space. And then with your next inhale, come back up. And with the exhale, cross the left foot to the outside of the right knee and let the left hip come way in. So you're facing the right edge of your mat. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, take the elbow to the outside of the thigh. Sit tall, inhaling. Exhale, rotate, Marichyasana. Taking any arm variations that feel comfortable. Keep your feet active, particularly that right leg. Press out through the base of the big toe. Finding length in the spine with each breath. And then with the inhale, look in the direction of your toes. And with the exhale, unwind. Bring the fingertips to the back of the mat. Stay on your fingertips. And then with the inhale, lift the left foot and swing it behind you. You can certainly keep the knee bent. Try and keep the right shoulder back. With the next exhale, bend your elbows and you're dipping into a little chaturanga. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, dip. Inhale, lift up. Maybe you're pressing fingertips away from the ground. Exhale, dipping down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dip. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, dipping. One more time. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale, come up. Now take the left heel in and place the knee on the ground. And then swing the right leg around and come into Gomukhasana legs. And then take the right hand behind you and up between the shoulder blades, and the left arm comes forward and up, and then the fingers reach behind. One side might be quite different to the other side. No need to catch fingers. Stay rooted, free through the neck, no tension, freedom through the breath, that soft Ujjayi breath. And then eventually releasing the hands, wrapping index finger and middle finger around the big toe on each side. Lean back, lift the heels, activate your feet, and explore getting the little toe edges of the feet towards you. Legs may not be straight, shoulders are back. And then take it in the sort of other way of wrapping. So you're wrapping your arms or crossing your arms rather than your legs. So feed the right foot through so that you can press your feet out and you're holding on so that your upper arms cross. Good. And then from here, let go. Bringing the palms together so you're in this boat pose, unsupported. And again, if you fancy a little lift from here, you could rock forward with the inhale and lift up and maybe take an extra breath or not. And then eventually come back down and bring the soles of the feet together this time. And you can take the heels close to the groins and stay high, maybe shift on your sitting bones left and right, shifting the sitting bones back behind you. You could press the thumbs into the ball of the foot on each side, lengthen the spine, breathe in, and then breathing out, Baddha Konasana. Folding forward or staying upright. Shoulders stay lifted. The shoulder blades gently squeeze together at the bottom end. And then with an inhale, come back up. And then gather the knees in, straighten out the legs, point your toes, slip the hands behind you, fingers face forward, roll the shoulders and the elbows back, lift the heart. And lift the hips, Purvottanasana, elbows are soft. The sun radiates out of the space of the heart to make this a little bit more pleasant. Big toes reach towards the floor, breathe in. And then with the exhale, come down and shift your hips forward, place your feet on the floor. Just for a moment, you could explore some shoulder opening here. You don't have to go very far, so walk your feet in if this is pretty strong. Release your hips down, roll onto your back, slipping the heels a little closer to the sitting bones. Root down through all four corners of the feet and lift the hips up. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. You could stay here a few breaths, exploring the strength and power in the legs. Drop the inner thighs down. If you would like to place hands by the ears and hug your elbows in, and then lift up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. If this is part of your practice, then enjoy. The neck is free. The big toe base still presses down into the ground. You could always lift your heels here. Some people this feels better. And then eventually tuck the chin, coming back down, pressing the feet down. If it's comfortable for you, place the hands underneath your pelvis, supporting yourself, fingers out, wrists in, and then lift one foot and then the other, extend the legs up, Viparita Karani. If this is not so comfortable, you can either place a prop underneath your sacrum or just keep the sacrum on the ground, float your legs up. So this is just about bringing the energy down after a short and sweet and pretty energetic and pretty playful sequence. And eventually, when you're ready, bending the knees, releasing the feet down, removing props, whether they're hands or other things, and bringing the hips back down, and in whichever way is comfortable, just take a moment to be on the ground and rest. Notice how you're feeling. The body, the heart, and the mind. Just a moment of presence. And then take this presence and playfulness with you into the rest of your day and have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.